All right, now let's go to prompt 3. Prompt 3 is about daily pacing, okay? This is what this is going to help you to be able to best plan your trip for a nice slow paced daily structure, okay? So let's get to the next one for pacing. So you're going to be dealing with jet lag that's going to wear you out for the first couple of days until you get regulated. You're going to be all off. It's basically like 13 hours ahead, I think, of East Coast time in the States. And so trust me, you think on the one hand, oh man, I can enjoy my day. And then on the other side, I can do whatever work I need to do. And you can do that. But trust me, you're going to be delirious. You're going to be delirious for the first couple of days as your body tries to adjust to this new dynamic of you were once at someplace you might have left that morning at 9 a.m. when it was 10 p.m. in Japan. You're going to get to Japan in the morning when your body thinks it's at night. It's rough. I'm just going to be honest with you. So you want to plan your pacing well. So let's get into prompt 3. All right, let's go to the dictation. Design a slow-paced daily structure for Tokyo during cherry blossom season, period. Each day should include one main focus, whether that is a park, neighborhood, or cultural site, one optional secondary activity, and one evening experience, whether that is a walk, river, illuminated blossoms, or dining area. Avoid packing too much into any single day, period. All right. So now this is going to give you a clear view of a structure, an itinerary for moving around here. Okay. So let's close that. Let's hit the up arrow. Let's see what it gives us. Okay. Okay. Below is a slow-paced daily structure for Tokyo during cherry blossom season, designed around atmosphere, beauty, and rhythm rather than efficiency. Each day has one main focus, one optional secondary activity, and one evening experience, nothing more. If you skip the optional piece, the day is still complete. Think of this as a modular template you can stretch to 10 to 14 days by inserting rest days or repeating favorite neighborhoods. Okay? All of this makes sense to me. This all makes sense. Now, what I could do, if I know that I was going to only spend 7 days here, I could quickly, before I even read any of this stuff, I could say, well, that's nice, but I really want this to be 7 days only. I put this together for 7 days. Okay. So it's basing it upon 10 to 14 days or, 7 days or whatever. But I could tell it specifically what I want and it would go back and adjust it. But let's take a quick look. Core daily rhythm applies every day. Morning 8 to 11. Main focus while light is soft and crowds are gentler. Midday 11:30 to 3. Lunch and wandering or rest. Late afternoon 3 to 5:30. Optional secondary activity only if energy is high. Evening after 5:30. One contained experience close to where you are staying. And trust me, there's going to be something, even if it's going to Bic Camera, and that's BIC. That's one of the very famous electronic stores there. Just walking around in Bic Camera, you could be in there for 2 hours. I'm not even joking. But first of all, you got all the crazy and very unique Japanese electronics in there that can take you forever just moving around, looking at stuff, trying to figure out if you want to buy something, invest in something to take back with you. It can just, there's all kinds of things you can get into. You can go to Don Quixote, which is one of the famous department stores there. I don't know if they call it department store. It's as if Walmart and Five Below had a baby. That's the best way I could explain it. Well, maybe not Walmart because the quality in there is better. They have more stuff. I don't know. I would say, yeah. I would say if Walmart and Five Below had a baby, you get something like Don Quixote. Maybe a little bit more, but you get the idea. It's a lot of stuff in there. Okay. And for good prices. Most of it. All right. Now there's some more photos here. This is nice. Okay. This is one of the neighbor. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's a little idea what that can look like. All right. Main focus, Dakanyama, slow neighborhood. Coffee and browsing at Tea Site Dakanyama. Evening, short dusk walk along the Maguro River. No pressure to see it all. Purpose, land softly, align your body. All right, day 2, garden immersion. So it's saying the first day, don't try to completely go tackle the cherry blossoms the first day. You can try that if you feel like you got the energy, but you probably want to go a little bit slower pace. All right, day 2, garden immersion. Amazing. Look at this. This looks like some kind of like botanical garden in a greenhouse. All right, main focus, Shinjuku Goyen, arrive early. Optional greenhouse visit or extended bench time with tea. Evening dinner near your hotel or quiet izakaya, no transfers. This is one of your most visually dense days. Do not add more. Okay. And it's true because once you start seeing the blossoms, I'm sure you get overwhelmed immediately. Okay. Let me tell you, Japan is all about a quality, curated experience. So I can only imagine how these cherry blossoms go. I can only imagine. All right, so here's a little bit more of a breakdown. Day 3, Old Tokyo and petal paths. Let's take a look at these. Okay, yeah, these look great. Look at this. Can you imagine walking under here? Oh, look at this. Just okay. Day 4, shrine, forest, and stillness. Meiji Shrine, forest path. Really nice. Okay, so main focus, Meiji Shrine, forest paths. I bet that is amazing. Such a good reset for your body being in nature and walking through forest. You can't, there's no replacement for that, okay? Optional wander Omotesando side street, skip the main boulevard. Evening casual dinner in Aoyama. This balances nature, culture, and restraint. Day 5, water, perspective, and movement. Okay. More photos. Look at this little boats. Ah, look at that. Gorgeous. All right. Sit along the Imperial Palace, East Gardens. Evening, Yozakura, if energy allows. Otherwise, quiet dinner nearby. This is one of the most cinematic Sakura experiences in Tokyo. Okay. All right. Day 6, neighborhood life. Let's take a look at these. Really nice. What's that? Little swan boats. See that? And then you got, ah, amazing. All right. Neighborhood life day. Main focus, Kichijoji and Inokashira Park. Optional boat reflections on the pond. If petals are falling, it's magical. I can only imagine. Evening dinner in Kichijoji, local, relaxed, lived in Tokyo. Feels less like travel, more like belonging. And I love something like this. Oh my God. All right. Day 7, free choice / repeat beauty, main focus. Return to your favorite blossom location. Gardens reward revisits. Yes. Light, wind, and petals change everything. And it's true. You can go in the morning to a park and go in the afternoon and get two totally different experiences. This is just how it is. All right, optional shopping for seasonal sweets or stationery. Evening, farewell blossom walk or favorite restaurant repeat. This day is essential. Do not plan it in advance. All right, optional add-on days for 10 to 14 day stays. Asukayama Park, less formal, very local Hanami. Rikugian Park, refined weeping cherry, especially early evening. rain day reset, cafe hopping, journaling, spa, laundry, rest. Really nice. Why this structure works during Sakura season. One visual anchor per day prevents sensory overload. Really nice. This is what you want. You don't want to get there and find yourself feeling exhausted at the end of every day. You want to be able to get back to your room and feel like you had a full day, but not that you were beat down. You want to, if you start feeling beat down there, it's going to be a rough trip. I promise you. All right. Cherry blossom season in Tokyo isn't about maximizing coverage. It's about letting the city reveal itself slowly while everything is briefly, exquisitely in bloom. It's so true. So usually what this thing will do, it'll ask me if you want next, and it'll kind of ask me some different follow-up things, but we got prompts ready to go, like I said. So let's get to the next one. Okay. Prompt 4. We're getting into the home stretch. Okay, let's get the dictation. What seasonal events and limited time experiences occur in Tokyo during cherry blossom season? Question mark. Include traditional festivals, comma, park-based celebrations, comma, evening or illuminated cherry blossom experiences, and cultural rituals tied to this time of year. Period. All right. Now we're getting into events. Now, it already gave us some good parks we could go to, but if you want to try to weave these things, some more events, like maybe there's some sort of, I don't know, some sort of parade or something, and you want to make sure you're able to see the parade and you want to weave it into your itinerary, it's going to tell you what you can consider. So let's take a look and see what those answers look like. Okay. Now, what we're getting here is as you use this platform more and more, what you're looking at right now is response 1 and response 2. Remember, AI is still very new. So even though it's been around for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now to the public, they're still working out kinks. There's a lot, you know? And so they test it out by sometimes giving you 2 different responses. I've even seen, I want to say 3 before, but definitely 2. And what they're basically doing is seeing which one fits your personality and your style and your needs best. So we're going to look at these 2 responses, then we're going to choose one. And then from there, it's going to give us even more fine-tuned responses based on what I'm asking. Okay. So response 1. Remember what we asked it is about experiences, okay, and events. Okay. Response 1. Cherry blossom season in Tokyo is not just about flowers. It's a layered cultural moment where nature, ritual, food, and nighttime spectacle overlap for a few precious weeks. Below is a curated, experience first overview of what typically happens during Sakura season, organized by type and when they tend to occur relative to bloom. Because remember, most of the locals there they're waiting to see when they bloom as well, especially folks who have like vendors for cherry blossom season who specifically, gear up to make money during this time of year. They're watching just as well as we are for travel. Okay. So they're going to have their stuff put out their schedules. I can only imagine how hair raising it is. They're going to put out their schedules closer to the time when the blooms are going to be at peak or the flowers are falling or whatever the case may be. They want to make the maximum return on their wares or their services during this window of these blossoms coming to be. All right, crowds are part of the magic here. These are moments Tokyo itself leans into. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when people are like, "Oh, don't go during cherry blossom season. It's so crowded." Like, huh? Like what? That's just if you know it's going to always be crowded. Either you are going to go and manage how you're going to move around those crowds, or you're just never going to see it. If it's always crowded, what other alternative do you have? They're not going to have a special cherry blossom festival for you, my love. They're going to have one cherry blossom season, And either you get in where you fit in or you just don't see it. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now let's look here quickly. Hanami, flower viewing, culture, the core experience, Hanami picnics, late March to early April. What it is, the most iconic seasonal. Okay, remember, these are the events, okay? Hanami picnics, late March to early April. What it is, most iconic seasonal ritual. Gathering under blooming trees to eat, drink, and linger. Ranges from family picnics to after work corporate gatherings. Wow, I bet that's interesting. So these are some options to see if you want to be in the midst of the action. You want to say you were at Japan's cherry blossom celebrations. You got all the main highlights in this area, all the action. This is where you want to go. Why it matters culturally. Hanami is about impermanence, mono no aware, beauty that exists precisely because it doesn't last. Ah, I love that. Even if you don't picnic, simply walking among Hanami groups is a cultural immersion. Best time of day, late afternoon into early evening when groups settle in and lanterns begin to glow. All right, this is nice. Then park-based Sakura festivals, peak bloom, Ueno Sakura, Matsuri, timing usually mid-March. Experience food stalls, seasonal snacks, sake, informal performances, less festival stage, more lively street fair energy. Visual vibe, dense pink canopy and lanterns and crowds equal classic Tokyo Sakura chaos in the best way. All right. So this gives you a good idea of what they've laid out here. You see very detailed, wide, notable locations, best experience window, just very rich details. Like you just don't want to miss this, you know? So now though, let's look at the other response just to give an idea. I do like this one, but let's see what this one says as well. All right, below is a curated overview of seasonal limited time experiences in Tokyo during cherry blossom season, organized by type of experience rather than by date. This aligns with your priority: visual beauty, cultural depth, and atmosphere, not ticking boxes. Cherry blossom season in Tokyo is as much about ritual and mood as it is about flowers. Okay, so let's see what this one says. Traditional and park based cherry blossom festivals, Hanami. Now you see them side by side. You see how they're just a little bit different, you know. This has the date here. This is just more telling you what they are. So I guess you can then say, okay, I want to do the Hanami, I want to do this. Tell it what you want, and then it can package that up, you know. So I be honest, I feel though like I like the dates better. I kind of like the energy of this response on the right a little bit better. But I do like that it includes some dates here. Like you see, peak bloom. Like I don't see that as much on this side over here. Let's see. Uh, yeah, well, it does have a little bit of wind on here. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with. There's a lot of detail over here about ins and outs, which I do like. Okay, let's go with the one on the right. Let's go with the one on the right. Something's telling me to go with this one. This is gonna give us more what we're looking for. All right, so you see here how these experiences align with bloom phases. Bloom phase before peak, peak bloom, petals, fall. Best experiences, and this is excellent. This is what you want. Before peak, the best experiences are going to be shrine visits, gardens, quiet walks, anticipation. It's true. Like I said, you can go to bed one night, wake up the next morning, boom, here they are. Peak bloom, festivals, illuminations, Hanami energy. Ah, I can only imagine. Petal fall, artistic photography, reflective walks, poetic stillness. So even if you got there at the end, the tail end, that would be better, I would imagine, than getting there early and seeing no blooms. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. And then, like I said, there's two. So I'm going to choose this response. And then it's going to get us back to the main area here. So you can take a look at this later. And you see, it's a lot of stuff. But what I hope you're seeing here is this is a nice package of all this stuff you need. And then at the end, I can even ask it to package this all up in a PDF. If you want to print it off and then look through it, put this maybe in a book or something, some sort of little binder or 3-prong folder or something you might want to do. You can get, quick tip, you can get hole punched paper from Staples or any office store, throw that in your printer, print it out, throw that in a 3-ring little folder. I wouldn't get a binder, get one of those flexible folders. They have, if you're going to go get this paper, they have some vinyl folders, like the 3-prong folders you might have used in school. Get the hole punch paper, print your stuff on that, throw them in there, get that vinyl binder, that vinyl folder and take it with you. Have everything in there you need. You don't want to be trying to figure out where stuff is. Just package everything up in that folder and you're going to be good to go. And you don't need to be flipping that, taking that vinyl folder out when you're out and about. You take that out when you're in your hotel room just to take a look, to refresh your memory about what you're doing. You have English translations of stuff so you can then figure out how you want to communicate with folks there about what you're trying to do, because a lot of people speak English there, but not everybody does. Be very clear. It is definitely a Japanese country. Okay. It is a Japanese, these are Japanese cities and they function like that. There's some places that speak English, but you definitely need to have Google Translate or some sort of translator readily available so you can navigate around there with ease.